I hereby conclude we in here. First and foremost, 2 weeks left of the off season. My weight dropped to 236. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Got it back up to 241. Just been going ham the last few days, eating glycogen and stuff full. Definitely ate more than I should. Holding a little bit of water. I could probably see. Not like, oh, I'm holding a bunch of water. No, I'm not holding a bunch of water. Just, but I am holding a little bit. But my weight stabilizing is good. That's 241. Feel good. Feel pretty normal. And that's still lower than I was than when I initially got sick. Now I'm hoping to just gradually, if I want to lose weight, gradually lose weight until I actually start the whole prep journey in January. So I got 2 weeks after the off season. I got this raggedy box from China that looked like somebody beat the crap out of it with Chinese characters all over it yesterday. And I was confused as to what it was because I forgot. That exercise bike that I told you guys about, they sent me the monitor. So I'm definitely gonna let you guys know what's up with that. I still gotta edit that video. I'm sick of running around trying to make up. But without further ado, let's get to the video. First things first, eggs. Cheap protein source, eat you 2-3 of these. You're gonna be set. I usually eat 4, so that's like 32 grams of protein right there, right? And you could get a even like a 60 box with like 60 eggs in it, and that will last you probably like a month or something, or a good while. If you're even if you're eating them every day, you don't got to worry about the cholesterol really in the eggs because your body monitors that. It'll excrete it. Dietary cholesterol is not going to kill you. If you really want to manage your cholesterol and not die, manage your inflammation. Keep your sugars down. And if you want more on that, I can make a video on it, or I can send you to some resources. The next thing, keep in mind, all this stuff that I'm about to show you, I got from Walmart, because where I currently live, Walmart's the only place where you can buy stuff, and that sucks. If you've been following the channel, back when I was in high school, I used to get everything at a place called Bottom Dollar, which no longer exists, but the prices were great, and that's how I was able to eat chicken breasts, and freaking salmon and tilapia and all that stuff, like every day. But, all right, so the eggs. Eggs ain't that much at all. I'm gonna show y'all some other stuff. I got the New York strip. 5 of these. This box only costs $10. Right? I'm gonna show you what that look like. This is them right here, so it's not crazy. It ain't like the good stuff, but it's good. And the macros on here, because eggs is usually like 5 grams of fat. For the most part, 5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein. Some of them end up being 8 grams of protein. But on this, you got 7 grams of fat, 31 grams of protein. I'm not saying I'm only saying like if you eat 1 of these a day, and maybe like take some days off, like weekends or something. 2 boxes for 2 weeks. Got it for $10. Where I'm at, they don't charge us tax for food either. So I'm not going to factor that in because we don't pay for it here. So already for me, $20, get 2 boxes of these. And also I showed y'all this already. So tripping over these dang boxes. My wife was looking for some stuff and she put everything back all weird. But anyway, all right, so got these chicken breasts right here. I showed y'all the Purdue. Chicken breast, got 6 to 8 breasts, individually wrapped. $10. Trying to see what's on. No antibiotics. They get an all vegetarian diet. No animal byproducts. They raised caged free. All right, they're raised cage free. And this is $10. You could get cheaper than this. Well, not cheaper, but like maybe like, because they have options that have even bag options that still individually wrapped. If you like individually wrapped and don't want to like make a bunch of chicken breasts at once like I used to have to do back in the day, which to be honest, my mom actually did it. I don't know if it's because she didn't want me to kill myself by not cooking the chicken all the way, which I probably would have, or what. But definitely grateful that she did that, because that was really helpful too when I was in high school, was the fact that I didn't eat the same stuff, so my mom would be making dinner, she would just make my stuff too. Definitely spoiled in that regard, not gonna lie. Not gonna hide it. I know a lot of y'all don't have that. If you don't, gotta be like me now. Learn how to make it. But y'all can get more than just 6 to 8. So this is just because it got all this no antibiotics and all that stuff. But $10, 2 boxes of these definitely last you 2 weeks. $40 so far for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Not per week, 2 weeks. Alright. Now I wanted to get some Alaskan salmon. I wouldn't recommend eating that every day. Just because it could get expensive. Even though the bag don't have as much in it, but it was only like 15, yeah, it was like 14 something, so like $15. They ran out by the time I went back to try to get it. I only ever ate salmon every once in a while, maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, so it will last me. But tilapia definitely was what I was big on. This, if you eat one, you can eat 2 of these, and it's just 20 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, so that's 90 calories right there. Tilapia. A lot of people don't like tilapia because it's kind of not the best source. If you want to eat fish, it's really not the best fish. But if you're broke, it's the best fish, right? This bag was like 13 something, but I'm gonna just call it 15 and round up. So right there, that's $55 for 2 weeks. Well, no, it's not 55. It's $70 for 2 weeks. And the only reason I'm saying it's $70 is because because depending on how much they get, since they do it by weight. But like this container can have anywhere from, this bag can have anywhere from 12 to 20 of these little fillets in here, which could potentially be 1 to 2 weeks. But assuming that you get one that's just like won't last you a week, 2 of these, $70 for 2 weeks. $70 for 2 weeks. Help you out. Get some tilapia, get a chicken breast. Now, if you eat more than what I'm saying, then you're going to spend more. I recommend, really, the recommendation is like 0.8 to 1.5 grams per kilo of body weight or whatever. A pound per gram of body weight, a gram per pound of body weight is more than enough. Though I don't recommend going with the low end because we know in data there's outliers and stuff. Some people have to be on the higher end. Some people get away with the lower end. The mid range is definitely a good place to start. Never just go with the minimum when it comes to like nutrition and stuff like that. If you're real serious, doing something heavily athletic based, because a lot of times you get deficient that way. The minimum is literally the minimum. Don't just go with the minimum. Now, if we're talking about like gear or something, start with the minimum, because if you're doing well with the minimum, there ain't no point in going up. But we talk about nutrition. We talking about training and recovery, making sure you have all the nutrients that you need. So that's important. And also, on top of this, we got $70 for 2 weeks. You go ahead and get you a good protein supplement. If you want, I use Optimal Nutrition Whey. I believe they're the best company hands down. Never really have the questions so far as of yet. Never had to question what was in their ingredients. I use them in Dymatize. No, I'm not sponsored or anything by either one. No, I am not an affiliate with either one. That's just what I use right now. That's what I've been using Optimal Nutrition for a while. So go ahead and grab you some Optimal Nutrition if you want to. Now that, if you use 1-2 scoops, then that should last you at least a month. I got a 5-pound, so some people use 2 pounds. So 1 is gonna last you a month, 2 is gonna last you 2 weeks, estimating here. So that's probably gonna run you, I don't know how much they cost because I always get the 5 pounds, but it's usually around $30, $40. So we're looking at like $100, $110 every 2 weeks on your grocery bill. From that, probably throw in an extra 15 for like a bag of rice and some broccoli. You get and I ain't talking about getting these little containers of pre-made. Like, don't be like me and get the microwavable Uncle Ben stuff. I can afford to do that right now because I have no other responsibilities. Get the big bags. You might need to spend some money, get a rice cooker, learn how to do it on the stove, but do what you need to do. Get that rice. Make sure of course, get your Tupperwares going. And yeah, that's the basics right there. This is because I got oatmeal. Y'all know I got oatmeal. I always got oatmeal. I don't eat it all the time, but I got it. So yeah, carbohydrates for me, rice, oatmeal. Right now I'm using regular breakfast cereal. My rice, oatmeal. My vegetables usually broccoli. I like peas and stuff, but I just tend to stick with broccoli because it's easier for me to, it's just easy for me to consistently find, make, have available, get when I'm out. But yeah, definitely have some vegetables and some vegetation, some spinach, whatever you like. Get that, throw it in there, And by the time you add like this rice I'm telling you about, if you wanted to add oatmeal in there, you wanted to throw some miscellaneous items, it should be no more than one, the most, and this is a lot, right? Every 2 weeks, $150. Now this is not for your whole family, obviously. This is for yourself for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, so $75 a week. Whatever else your family's getting, and that might even mean, like if you actually have a family and whatnot, right? You might actually have to go ahead and, well, if you got like part-time job or something like that, you were still in high school, you could probably afford this food. But if you need to go ahead and get stuff like, your kids and your wife and all that stuff, then you might need to adjust, maybe see if you can get your wife on board. Kids are going to eat what you tell them to eat anyway. They have no choice. So like, which is why I don't understand how you let people let their kids get to 400 pounds and then wonder why their kids 400 pounds when they're the one that's feeding them. Just stop feeding them. It ain't that hard. Like, just stop feeding them so much. But other than that, that's it. You don't need to buy fancy supplements and stuff like that. If you can't afford the food, then you shouldn't be even thinking about buying fancy supplements and gear and all that stuff. I mean, protein, I told you, protein is considered a food product, at least like in my country, in my state. So it's considered a food product, which is why that also doesn't get taxed. A lot of supplements don't get taxed. For that, they're considered food products. So they're also not expensive. Creatine is dirt cheap. Even if you get ripped off, it's dirt cheap. So even if you wanted to put that in your 150, which you shouldn't be using your creatine that fast, you should be able to get like 3 months for expensive for like $15, $20. Expensive. Decent price, probably like $10. So you can throw that in there. That's all you really need. Whey protein, some creatine, just stay hydrated. Make sure you're staying hydrated because of the mechanism. I'm not going over how creatine works. That's for another video. But that's it. You guys saying you can't afford it, I just gave you some good options that you could do, that you could use. There are, like I said, with the chicken breast, there's cheaper options, and if they even have bags, sometimes they have bags and stuff of like chicken thighs. I know when you're young too, you don't want the hassle of getting the chicken, washing the chicken, doing all of that. Or you might not be able to if there's a lot going on in the kitchen. Your mom might be in the kitchen and whatnot, doing a lot of stuff, making dinner or something, or your dad even, or something. There might not be enough time. You might not have proper storage space because it's not your own, right? So that's why I'm recommending individually wrapped. Bags of rice, like I said, are definitely no problem. They're cheap. You could get them and save them. And yeah, you get a whole lot of them. They last. Just don't get them wet. And yeah, it's good to have your family on board. The good thing is, like, my family is pretty much on board. So when I had my stuff, when I was at home, when I had all my food and stuff in the refrigerator and around, I didn't have to worry about people eating it because everyone knew, okay, that was my stuff. Don't touch it, don't eat it. I really didn't have to be too dogmatic about it. Like, kids and stuff will come over, visit. They're not kids now, but see the stuff, and okay, that's off limits, because they know that it was mine. And if they really wanted it, they just ask. Most of the time I would say no if I had to say no, but a lot of times I'll say yeah, because as long as, because they usually ask for stuff that I can actually say yes to. So they already knew. When your family's on board, it makes everything so easy, and I think that's why I made so much progress when I was in high school. Sorry for the long video. Hopefully this helps you. Any questions down below. If you didn't finish watching the video or you skipped through and got to this part, comment down below. At this point, I'll even help you guys out. If you just need other options, other sources or recommendations, substitutes. Like I said, I know some people don't like fish. Some people might not even like chicken. Some people might want better steak. This is just like, you really don't have no money. You gotta make it do what it do. And it still gets you some variation. The chicken and the steak cost me the same to buy. That's why those are on it. The tilapia is gonna last the longest. If you just gotta eat tilapia, man. I can't eat tilapia by itself all day, every day. I could probably eat it once a day, once every other day, to be honest. Tuna, I could eat that every other day, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, so I understand. But gotta grind it out. Food first. Till then, how you gonna act?